welcome back in. How are you doing? Yeah, it's nice to see you again. Yeah, you getting excited? I was glad to see that you had looked at your package and you didn't really have any changes. Yeah, well, as you know, today's your makeup session, so I have everything here, and you know we're doing some special effects makeup today. Yeah, so let me just grab my items here. I have quite a few different things, so you know that we're doing special effects makeup, so you're aware that this is a pretty in-depth process, right? Okay, it's a lot of details. It looks really good at the end, but it just takes some patience. So I do ask that you just be patient with me while we do this. So I have the materials here from our last session. Okay, and I just wanted to kind of go back over with you. I know we already agreed to your costume, but I did want to go back over with you what you chose. Make sure you don't have any changes for that. Okay, this is kind of your last chance to change anything about your look. Yeah, so let me just get back to the general costume that you had chosen. Okay, so you had done, again, just a general, this zombie bride, and she has the crown, general pale face. Now, you had mentioned wanting to do a little bit more with the special effects makeup on the face. Maybe some blood, gore, like sores, like a real zombie. She's more like a ghoul than a zombie, so totally understand. So what we're gonna do is, I like to go over some of the smaller details with my clients, okay? So I'm going to do a little bit of a sketch. It'll be quick, but it's just going to show you where I'm going to put some of the details. I'm not an artist, so, you know, my drawing's not going to be great, but it's going to show you where we're going to have those details. So if you want, you know, a sore, like here, or like a cut down the side, then I know that, and then I don't do your makeup, and then you say, oh, I would have rather had that somewhere else. Okay, so you just sit back and relax. I'm just going to start off by doing this a quick sketch, okay? Now, I know we haven't discussed how you're going to do your crown, and we will do that, obviously, in a separate session. However, let's see, I'm just going to add just something to the top of your head so you know, since you're like, it's like you can do a veil, a tiara, whatever you want to do, okay? So I'm just going to add kind of this crown. It's obviously not what yours is going to look like, unless you want it to, but just so you have a reference. Okay, and then I'm just going to do your eye shape here. Okay, now, lips, and again, this is just a rough sketch so you have a idea of where everything is. Now, for your hair, we're doing the long hair. That's your next session with your wig. I have ordered your wig, by the way. So I'm just going to sketch in some hair. I know you want it to look very like crazy. We're going to tease it up a lot. Lots of hairspray. Maybe some white hair paint. Okay, now as far as details on the face, where are you wanting the sore or cut or whatever? Okay, so you want to do a large cut just down the cheek on this side. Okay. And I'm just going to be drawing relative to where I will start and stop with in the nose and mouth area. Okay. So I'm going to make it like a larger gash. Okay. And then you want like a sore or something over here. Okay, and do you want anything else? Like some spray, like almost like blood right here? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, okay, so you want to look like someone's cut. Okay. Down the eye. Okay, anything else? You're really going all the way in. Okay, so you want some like on another like sore, like somebody's bit right here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything for the neck? No? Okay. Great. All right, so what I have here, I'm just going to go back over with you, and then we can go from there on what you want to. Okay, so here's the sketch. So for starters, as you had wanted, we started with a large gash down the side of the face that will start just mid-nose. If you go all the way across here, bottom of the nose, I'm sorry, as you can see. And then we'll take that all the way down to the start of the chin. So it's going to start about here and come about here. Okay? You're okay with that? All right. So, and then we'll do over here. This is going to be an open sore. There will be, I will add some, I have like makeup paper here, and what that does is that builds up like almost like fleshy look on the skin, like a scab or a wound, and then I actually just dab that over with paint. And then I will also do some effects down here towards the bottom of that, and that's just to look like it's kind of like oozing, right, like blood or whatever. Okay, and you're okay with that placement? That would go roughly right here. Okay, so then the next thing that we went for was the blood splatter, and that blood splatter is going to start just here, as you can see, and then it's going to move up to roughly just above the eye. And that's just a spray, a quick, okay, that's going to be nothing, very simple. Okay, and then also just for your notice, this one and this one as well will require me to use a special kind of like, it's almost like a clay, and that will just go just on the face, okay? And that's just gonna look like essentially skin or guts, okay? And then here we have this slit on the eye. I will initially draw that on, and then we'll go in and paint, and I'll add a little tiny bit of that makeup paper that will like make it look like there is flesh on that, okay? Yep, and then as I said, when I do your chin here, we will just use the makeup paper there, and we will make sure it looks like almost just similar to this with the open sore, okay? Okay, any changes to placement, any additions that you want to make to that? Okay, now be advised, before I do any of this makeup, I am going to do a very, very full coverage foundation on the face that will actually make the skin appear to have like a kind of like been dead, right? You want it to be a little bit pale, washed out, that type of thing, okay? So I will add that, and then we'll go in with the special effects makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside for reference. Now, I want to just let you know a couple things. I have tons of brushes today that I'm going to be switching through. I have a lot of different makeup palettes that I'll be using for color. Not really for eyeshadow. We will do an eyeshadow, but it's going to be just dark circles around the eyes, okay? And you're okay with that? Okay, and then, let's see, I have a brush. This is a brush that I will go in with that full coverage foundation. It's more like a face paint to just give you that base look, okay? So just so you're aware. And then I have a ton of different brushes here, and that is just because I need to get very fine details on some of this makeup, okay? Okay. So let's just get started, all right? If there's anything you have questions about as we go through, just stop me. Again, this can be a little bit tedious, but it usually turns out really great. I'm going to start by just priming your face. This is just to make sure that this makeup is staying very well onto the surface of your skin. Okay. Okay, and I am going to prime your eyelashes and brows as well. I'm going to essentially be painting over those. And this will just sit the whole time, essentially, that we're doing this, okay? It's just to keep them very well placed, okay? And then I'm going to do the brow. Yeah. Good? Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in with the foundation. I'm just going to go behind you and pull up your hair really quick, okay? Okay, I'm just going to put this in, this scrunchie in. Okay, good? Alright, great. Okay, so I'm just going to be starting out with this. And again, it is a paint foundation, a paintable foundation. We're going to be applying that with this larger makeup brush. Okay, so you just sit back and relax and you let me know if it starts to feel itchy or anything like that. It isn't normal because it's just drying on the face, okay? But you can still let me know, because if it gets too severe, we're going to want to just probably use a different product on you, alright? Okay. Okay. You ready? Here we go. Get a little more of that. Okay, and I'm just going to get around your ears here, so just... Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Everything feel okay? Okay, great. Just get that a few minutes to dry, okay? And then we are going to start on, just checking my plan over here. We're gonna start just working on that cut first, okay? I'm just gonna get my tools out here for that, okay? I'm just gonna pull up my hair. When I get close and I start working on the details, I just like to have my hair up. Okay. So my brushes. Okay, so this palette is going to have a lot of different, obviously, flesh colors. So I will start out by using some of these dark flesh colors and just drawing your cuts on your face, okay? And then we'll go in and add that skin type of look that I was referencing earlier. And I'll walk you through that as we go. If you're not interested in knowing the process, just let me know and I'll let you relax, okay? All right, so I'll start out with just one of these flesh colors and I'm just gonna go in on the side of your face, okay? And you can see it's pretty dark. I think you can probably see that. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go in over here, like I said, okay? And you just stay very, very still. All right, that's our outline. So let me just give that a second, okay? I just need you to take a second, let that dry, and then we'll start adding a few other things. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of this, I think. I just want to put some lighter flesh color around the side, so. Okay, perfect. Now, I'm going to grab some of these special effects makeup pieces. So I'm just going to cut out some of this bit of paper, and then we're going to add it around your... And then what I do is I just dab the makeup in over it, wets it a little bit. Will look kind of like skin, then we'll paint over. Okay? Okay. So that's perfect. And then I'm gonna grab my tweezers as well. Okay. In there. Alright, let me just take a look at this side too. Alright, we have enough room to kind of match it if we want to on this side. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with my tweezers. And I'm going to just start adding this, okay? be using, this is just like a model type of clay that we use. I guess you could call it a clay, and it's going to just kind of look like gory blood and remains once we put it on and it dries, okay? So let me just open this and then we'll add that. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of this off and I'm just going to add it. Back in there. Just gonna go back in with my tweezers and kind of sort that out a little bit. Okay, perfect. So we're done that. Let's move on and do, let's go ahead and do a blood splatter, okay? So let me just get the items together for that. And I can add some more at the end as well if you'd like some additional, okay? I'm just gonna move those supplies out of my way. And here in my makeup bag. Okay. Grab it over here. Okay. So I'm just going to spray around that area. It'll get the this area, your face as well, but I know you want a blood splatter over here. I'll do that once I do this side, okay? Okay, and just still. Does that feel okay? All right, give it some time to dry before I show you, and then we'll get into it. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do your eye. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. Let me just grab my brushes. I want something a little thicker for the initial. And again, I use all new brushes on you, okay? I think I'm going to use a different palette for this. You need something just a bit lighter. I'm going to do this in the Flush palette. And I'm going to actually go with this color right here, okay? Okay. So this is going to be on the same side as your cut. So I'm just going to go in right here, okay? And I just need you to relax as much as you can. I know it's hard when somebody's messing right around your eye, but a little bit more. I go in and do the bottom, okay? Just try to keep your eye open if you can. It helps me get a more realistic. Okay, we're just gonna go around again on the top. Add some of that flesh look. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm going to start out with just the actual piece. And go on and put on the gory blood look. Alright. Just gonna add a little bit to this because it's just a cut, so I don't want to make it look too crazy, okay? Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's really kind of like paper mache-ish. Okay, I'll set that there, and then it's gonna get a little bit of this bloody gore clay, and we're just going to back. Okay, so we have the sore on this side of your face and then on your chin that left to do as well. Okay, so the sore and the chin will take a lot more of the brush because I'm gonna have to do a little bit more kind of artwork with that. So let me just grab my brush. I'm gonna use these two brushes, and I'll use the same palette. I'm going to start out with a little bit of this darker color, and that is because it's going to make it look bruised. So if you were, kind of hit like that, you would look pretty bruised. So I'm just going to start with that base on both areas. So I'm going to kind of do both of these at the same time, back and forth. I'll go back and forth. And I'm just very lightly dusting the side of the face so that we just have that darker look, okay? Okay, and then if you just want to, going to get a little bit more of the product, and then keep your chin up a bit. Okay, I feel good about that. All right, so now I'm just going to go in with a couple more fine-tuned brushes for detail purposes. And I will use the In the Brush palette, okay? I'm going to use that same color as before that we did on your eye, so it kind of, the look is matching the textures and the colors. I'm going to start up here, okay? Up. Yep. Let's see. I want a little bit more of this dark bruised look, so let's go back in. I'm gonna go in with the color up. Sorry, I have another brush in my hand. That one. And then I'm going to mix it with a little bit of this one and really go in with that dark bruised because we're going to do the dark circles around your eyes. I'll match those two tones. I'll probably mix them for that. It's going to go in there. Okay, just stay put. I'll try just a bit, okay? Match that over here a bit. I think that's good for the color. Let me go in with a little bit of this makeup paper. I'm just going to cut a little bit more off. Just to cut little strips, and then I just place the strips on. Off and then just stay very still. Okay, get a little bit more and just have your face lifted up a little bit. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to brush that out a little bit, brush it over with some water to weten the look a bit. Okay, here's that paper. Once it gets a little bit wet, it really looks more natural. Sometimes you don't have to wet it. Okay, perfect. Now we need to do your blood splatter on the other side of your face, and then I'm going to go back there, okay? Before we do that blood splatter, actually, I'm going to go back in. I'm going to add a little bit of this clay to your, the two ones I just did. Okay, I just want you to stay still. Helps. Now I'm going to brush over your face one more time with that same stuff just around the areas again, and then we'll go in with your dark circles under your eyes, okay? So I'm just going to add this to a brush, and we're going to go around the face and just add to that very pale kind of look, okay? now I'm going to go in with some dark makeup around the eyes, just for those really dark circles. And I think we're going to use this palette again. This is a really good palette for this makeup. So what I'm thinking, and let me know what you think, I think I'm going to mix this one and this, and this one. So these two, because this one has this very gray look, like that you get in the skin, like that you would, like corpsey look. I don't know how else to explain it, right? And then the other one, let me see here, is that dark bruise kind of look. So I'm just going to use these two brushes, swap them as I go through. So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to mix it with this one. And again, I'm just literally going to go all the way around your eyes. Okay? Here we go. So just go under, around. Okay. Now you have that really like deathly look. Now we're gonna add a little bit more of this blood. So just kind of close your eyes as best you can there. Okay, and I'm just going to spray both sides of the face around these areas where we created the wound look, okay? Okay, ready? Yeah, the angle matters, so I kind of have to. Okay. Perfect. And then this one. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more over here then. Okay. I think that looks really good. Okay, so we have, let me just check my stuff. Yes, yes. Do you want to do a lipstick? Deep red. I think I do have a really good red lipstick, so let me just find it. I think it's a sample lipstick I have. Yeah, I want to say okay, so this is the Urban Decay Red Hot, and as you can see, really pretty red. Okay, so I'm just going to put this on your lips. Okay, ready? I'll send this with you in case during the party it's wears off or you want to replenish. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab a setting spray and then we should be good to go. Okay. Be right back. Okay, so I got a setting spray here and we're just gonna go ahead and put this on and then you will be ready to get your hair done. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm going a little overboard with this, but you're going to a party. It needs to be strong. Okay, so just let that sit for a couple minutes, okay? And then I will just move you over here. We're gonna get your hair done and this should be a lot of fun, okay? And then we're gonna move and get your gown on. Your gown is zip up, Okay. Also, I need to get, we're gonna do the crown as well. So give that some thought before we get started on that. We'll be doing your hair first, okay? Okay, I'll see you in a few.